I stand firmly in the fact that I'm one of the best to ever do this. For the culture, for my coast, and for my city. This is the best rapper in L.A.Podcast. And I'm your host, Murs. What up, though?
BRILA 51. What up, y'all? Man, I only got halfway through the song last week. I think that's the first, right? But obviously I was processing my trip to Brazil, which was overall fabulous. Rio is one of the greatest cities in the world. If you can visit, please visit. Stay in your lane, act accordingly. We went to the Ferris wheel. We went to Cristo Redentor, the Christ the Redeemer, Copacabana, all kind of shit, man. I can't even remember. Pau de Açúcar, the sugar loaf, the two mountains. We ride the trolley up high. We saw the little monkeys. We went to the zoo. We went to the botanical garden. Went to some place that had caves. Man, we did Rio to the fullest. We went to the beach a fucking lot. We ate at every vegan restaurant we could find. We had acai bowls every day. Tapioca is like they make, it's like crepes with tapioca, but a quesadilla. Yeah, something like between quesadilla and crepes. There's a place called Tapi where the kids are so nice. I mean, the shit they get there, all kids do, but the people who work, the young people who work there were so nice to kids. Everyone is nice to kids. Kids and elders are loved and protected and respected in Brazil in a way that I wish America would catch on to. The police that were there's a lot more policemen of color, but also the country is said to be 55% black, according to people who report in the census as black. So probably largest group of Africans outside of Africa. But in Inglewood, the kids the police won't even look at my children. They smile, pat them on the head. It's really a breath of fresh air. It's really fresh air. There's so much greenery. They have a lot of things figured out that we don't. We have a couple of things figured out that they don't. Yeah. So I don't want to paint Brazil or Rio as a bad place at all. I've been to Porto Alegre. I enjoyed it. I've been to Salvador. I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy them as much as Rio. Rio is a place I would love to return to again and again and bring people, aside from our little small thing. And then, certain things are just destined. I guess the homegirl that almost got her phone jacked went to Sao Paulo to the Lauryn Hill show, and then after that went out and someone drove by on a bike and took her phone. That phone was not meant to be with her, I guess. So maybe that's the overall energy. Just, she's going through something. I don't know. So I wanted to point out all the awesome things about Brazil. You go to the beach in Brazil, and there's all these little stands, as I was describing, and you pay a little bit, like for 20 reais for the $5 for a chair and $10 for umbrella, and then there are people walking up and down the beach, like with melted cheese on a stick, meat on a stick, corn on a cob. They'll slice it off the cob for you, make you a little bowl with salt and butter and other fixings. Machi or mate. It's like a tea, coffee thing, cold. They would serve it mixed with passion fruit, mixed with lime, limão, maracujá. These are all usually people of color. Jerseys, balls, swimming pools, everything you can want walking up and down the beach. Then there's restaurants on the boardwalk right behind the stands that are in the sand. It's like you walk from the edge where the boardwalk is, the sidewalk, and there's legit restaurants. Then you walk a couple feet in from those, and then in the sand, there's the stands that sell the chairs and the umbrellas. Then you can sit down in front of those and chill. And then the people that are selling things, the vendors are walking through. LA or Venice is like whenever people probably get robbed. So it's just, I wish LA beaches were like that, where you sit out there, you don't have to leave the beach till you're ready to go home. They sell Serapes, or not serapes, what are they? Sarongs. I don't wear sarongs in my song, but I used to measure my demeanor with clever pentameters. Now I bounce like a pogo, and I'm solo with the hobo, the nocturnal. Shout out to Saphir, that's from Light Sleeper.
I don't wear sarongs in my songs, I just the skirts and verses. And I used to measure my demeters with clever pentameters, but I bounce like a pogo and I'm solo with the hobos. A nocturnal kernel in a journal, I put fly kids out to rest a detour for deep sleep when I free.
Sarongs. Yeah, they sell sarongs that you can lay down on the beach. They're like thin sheets, way better than towels. And then you swim all day. You eat what people bring you. You drink what people bring you. Water. Oh, then beer. Brahma beer is like the Budweiser of Brazil. But how dare I compare Brahma beer to Brazil? I mean, Brahma beer to Budweiser. Not even close, bro. Not even close. I found an old, of course, me walking because Gogo has to go. So me and Gogo running around the corner with my 6-year-old, and we run into fucking old church that's so like Virgin Mary statues with crystals, with Bibles and all kind of books, and then records. Bro, I copped like 25 records. They're $1.
Na minha cidade do interior, tudo que chegou, chegou de bem. Minha mãe olhava pra estação e vendo viagens dentro de mim, desenhou no ventre mais irmão.
And so they try to like go back and forth on me, and I'm like, I'm not gonna argue with you, cuz all right, here. But I'm like, bro, don't haggle with me. I gotta take these motherfuckers back to America. But man, this sold so many dope old records that I just want to listen to. And shit that I'd never seen here. And then like Brazilian classics with like a fold out newspaper where you can read, or not newspaper, but like liner notes where you can read all about the artist. But for $1 and in great condition, like, you know, regular wear and tear on the sleeves, but the fucking vinyl itself, man. So that was you could tell kind of kids out. That was their favorite store. They got some old Lego books, and I got some records, and they were psyched. But a crawl around the corner from Teva Deli, which is probably the best restaurant we ate at. And yeah, Brahma beer. Watch Brazil win and lose and not play their best in the fucking in the Copa. I wasn't able to watch America, and praise God for that. I don't need that stress in my life. What the fuck is going on with the U.S. men's team? It's been years of this shit, bro. I can't deal. It was a great trip. That's that. Speaking of the beer, we are going to have beer and weed beer, indie local and Arrow Lodge Brewing. Anyone else wants to contribute any type of things to this August 3rd, 1-year anniversary of the Best Rapper in L.A. podcast. I believe there's still a few tickets left. I'm not counting. I just set the limit, and so we don't overcrowd Savant's place, because it's a small, unique venue. I think we will all have a good time mixing, rubbing elbows. We'll literally be rubbing elbows. I don't know if we're going to release this, but I think I know the story, one of the stories I'm going to tell, and then hopefully you guys have enough questions to fill up the time. If not, I am finished as far as writing, contributing to this new album. It's a fucking mess, man. I missed one of the meetings today with the last distributor we're meeting with, so I'm trying to get this done, but you know, I have kids that don't listen, that are playing demolition derby with big wheels and tricycles and screaming and hollering. And oh shit, I had an 11 o'clock. And I you know, when you're being a referee and a parent, and make sure motherfuckers have meals, man. Those of you who have a job that is linear, and you go to work and you have your health care taken care of, they take your taxes out. It's a fucking give and take. Don't envy us motherfuckers over here. Freelancing, sustained entrepreneur, whatever you call us. Don't sit in your cubicle or at your desk or in traffic thinking, there's no free rides. All magic has a cost. Shout out to DJ Foundation as we do everything. He's spun this song for me many times. He was in a group called The Insects with Brad B. One of the best live shows. Brad B is one of the best rappers. Foundation is one of the best DJ producers in the world and best musicians. Yeah, check out The Insects if you get the chance.
You don't stop. Yes, y'all. Until the beat, y'all. Freak, y'all. You don't stop. We gon' ride this out till the end. Keep pushing till the walls cave in. No, change don't happen in a day. But something's gotta give somehow, some way. Create, stay living, stay open. Stay building, stay human, stay focused. Never forget the culture and where it came from and where you came from.
Yeah. He quit DJing for me. And went to do sound at Brick and Mortar, SF9. I think he manages lots of great, excellent venues in the Bay Area. And he kind of just sets it up and gets to go home. He's an amazing father, has one of the most wonderful children I've ever met. Shout out to Frankie. I love you. He was like, no. Basically, I don't worry fucking out of your mind. I don't want to go on the road with you. Number one, I was not really at all. Only thing I don't like about Foundation is that he thinks the Rolling Stones are better than Aerosmith, which is a farce because Rolling Stones are virtually trash, and they're great live though. I hate something, but I always find something I like about everything I hate, so I don't have to hate it. The Scorsese live film, I'm gonna get it again. I had owned it on Blu-ray. It was awesome.
We're gonna do a song that was written. I don't know if it was actually written by Muddy Waters, but I first heard it done by Muddy Waters, and it's called Champagne and Reefer. And Buddy Guy is gonna help us out.
That is rock and roll. Those motherfuckers are awesome. They always credit the African Americans that contributed to the legacy of rock and roll, that kind of invented it. They do that, and I love that about the Rolling Stones. But they're no way a better band. They don't make better music than Aerosmith or the Beatles. Period. So I hate arguing that with him. And he loves Joe Rogan. He's the person that introduced me to Joe Rogan back in 2000, whatever the fuck, before he was even the Joe Rogan of today. He's an underground head, so he was on Joe Rogan right away.
Fuck Clint Eastwood and fuck Joe Rogan. Fuck Vince McMahon and fuck Hulk Hogan. Public Enemy still number one.
So that is great. Those small things are how I find solace in the fact that he refuses to DJ for me because he started getting a check every 2 weeks without having to go sleep in a fucking hotel room and sit in a van and scrunch your legs and carry shit in the sound check and be on the road and be away from your family and your woman and all that stuff. I want that for myself sometimes. And then people tell me you don't want that. And then they tell me about their corporate lives. And I get a little slick email from the people that I kind of worked at a corporate, and I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not cut out for this shit. Because I think that I've evolved, but I will smack the shit out of you. Ooh, Jesus. So maybe I'm not. So, hey, guys, if you're civilized, you're a peaceful, probably normal person with different traumas, and I do not judge you. I do envy you, and I'm working on not envying you, but take that check, bro. You don't want to be out here in these streets, man, with my fucking paying for 4 kids and a wife, healthcare, dental every month. You don't want that fade, bro. You that full price fade. Trust me. My kids have to go to a holistic dentist that's not even covered. Yo, bro. Get us. Don't. I'm not gonna come in the corporate streets. You don't come in these entrepreneurial streets. Let's just keep it separate but equal. All right. I think we can get to it now. As we've noticed, thanks to the metrics, y'all motherfuckers don't want any episodes over 50 minutes. You may say you do, the few minority of you do, and you don't want more than one episode a week. And those of you who want all those things, join Patreon. We're about to ramp it up because I'm back now. Last week, we didn't even talk about the hook. We didn't talk about the sample. The beat is produced by L.T.Mo. I believe he's the only producer on this album that I didn't meet.
Swallow your pride before you choke on your issues. I know you got family and folks that'll miss you. So don't misuse this gift you've been given. This life's but a dream we are blessed to be living. Your hopes and your dreams and your hate and your lies. From the old and the wise to the young as they fly. When I die. And basically, man, I'm just a dude that tries to do right. You know, I try to make my tomorrows better than my yesterdays. Without hurting anyone.
Ryan Wally, I believe, brought this beat to us. And he said, you know, I don't know if we could clear the sample. I think he's like James Blunt is very hands-on. I believe something like that was said. He's a British or English artist.
Ooh, these feet carry me far. Oh, my body, oh, so tired. Mouth is dry.
So I went to Wikipedia and I looked him up. I'm like, okay, I want to make a song that aligns with the type of music he made. Not just his music, but who he is. I love this beat and I want to clear it, and I think it could be a big song. And now it is my most streamed song. It's kind of unfair because it's been streaming like 5 to 6 years more longer than 316 or End of the Beginning. But still, it'd be up in the top 2 or 3 for sure. Why I brought up Foundations, this is a song I can do anywhere, anytime. And people can hear clearly what I'm saying. It's a positive message. And yeah, you know, I believe like the white vocalist on the hook helps to make it like a universal, because it's a very African American. My experience is very African American. That's what I'm talking about. But I try to keep the theme a little more broad, but I'm specific. But then the hook is so universal, I think, or it draws in the other audience.
Forever is just a minute to me, and I'll take everything. In this life, I'll join everyone. Ooh, and understand, 'cause all men die. 'Cause all men die.
I just found out that Je Réalise is the name of a song. In French, Jerealise. It's a song by an artist with, I think, Slink. That has the same sample that came out in 2007. So I don't know if this beat was shopped around or the sample.
J'ai compris que les années, ça passe vite, c'est inquiétant. Je me rends compte que Kelly sort à 7 ans le 20 septembre, que chaque jour, les hommes s'autodétruisent à la hache. Et pour s'enfuir, les plus forts traversent les mers à la nage. J'ai vu l'écart entre la belle et la bête. Ici, la guerre à la patate, mais à la peine et la paix dans la rue. Tu sais, les délits profitent aux hommes. Et dans 10 ans, le kilo de cam sera au prix du kilo de pommes. J'ai compris tard que les regrets me pénalisent. Et ça fait mal quand je réalise que si peu de rêves se réalisent. Que j'avance pas, que leur justice ralentit. Que la France n'est pas si belle, ma prof d'histoire a menti. Que dans la vie, faire la paix n'est pas rentable. J'ai compris que faire la paix, c'est le cauchemar du marchand d'armes. Je réalise la nuit des courses-poursuites dans la ville. Mais n'ayez crainte puisque la mort n'est que la suite de la vie. Je prendrai tout ce qu'il y a à prendre, les joies et les larmes. Dans cette vie,
I'll join everyone.
And it was a big hit for him as well. So, you know, I don't want to take too much glory for myself. And I don't know if L.T.Mo produced that one but I believe my song has better beat. I don't know what Homeboy's saying, so I can't say who did the better song. But the fact that it was big for him and big for me was great. This was going to be a single had we got to work the album all the way through. We had got, James Blunt liked it. He had single rights. I don't know if he agreed to appear in the video, but something like that. So we had Can It Be?
for my supporters.
And then we had Time Is Now.
The time is now.
Time is now.
This song and Look and Fly. As singles and ideas of singles, I think we probably would have skipped Time Is Now. Because I don't think that's the best rapping of mine. But we had clearance for Snoop, Will, and James Blunt. I think everything should have been done. The person who took we haven't even talked about the cover for this record. The person we took the cover, I'll probably tell the cover story too live at the anniversary. His name is Lionel. He's a French dude. We became really good friends. And he was supposed to direct the video. And that would have been amazing. He's famous for taking like pictures. These pictures, if you think of a picture of Angelina Jolie, that one, he took it. I believe Madonna, same thing. Like the best pictures of these two women, he's usually the one taking them. The beat, the hook, your hopes and your dream. I couldn't think of something. I didn't want to just let it play. And I couldn't think of anything to jazz it up. I was reading something about Dr. Dre. And I don't know if he said it or someone that was interviewing him said it, but like, or one of the MCs he works with, but staying out of the way of the beat. Rappers have gotten to a point where they think they are more important than all the elements and the DJ too, and then the music. Listen to what I'm saying, and it's just like, how can the greats do both? For me, I'm like, I just want to stay out of the way and let the music speak. So on the hook, I definitely wanted to fall more into that. I didn't want to talk over it, but I wanted to enhance it and hype it up like MCs used to do. You know? A DJ spinning recorded recordings and the MC's just hyping it up, enhancing the there's an EP by Frankie Beverly and Maze that has Woody Wood and a couple other rappers on like Joy and Pain, and they do it perfectly. If you look it up, Before I Let Go and Joy and Pain, those are some of my favorite albums on earth.
To find a love is a dream come true. That special person who is good to you. Creating the feelings that you cannot hide. That burning sensation deep inside your heart. Beating faster, you know love has to. Growing, flowing, although a disaster. Like sunshine might turn to rain. In love, there's always joy and pain.
Shout out to the homie Phono Sapien, a.k.a. Dugan, hitting me up for my 5 favorite albums that aren't hip-hop, and I forgot to say that. And Frankie Beverly Maze is like one of the reasons. I didn't see this last tour. I'm so sad, but he's one of the reasons that I feel comfortable not creating new material, because he hasn't done it in years. And he just stands on his catalog and tours when he wants and does shows that people want to see him, and God willing, that will be me.
Swallow your pride before you choke on your issues. I know you got family and folks that'll miss you. So don't misuse this gift you've been given. This life's but a dream we are blessed to be living. Your hopes and your dreams and your hate and your lies. In this life, from the old and the wise to the young as they fly.
But yeah, I'll take care of your hopes and your dreams and your hate and your lies. From the old and the young to wise to the young to stay flying. And I remember I believe I was landing on JetBlue into, no. It was sent. I was landing on a flight coming in from New York, landing in at the John Wayne Airport. I could still see it out of the window. And I couldn't think of a fucking hook to save my life. And it was kind of like, I remember where I was when I did the hook for Goddamn.
I'm damned if I do it, damned if I don't, but I got it in my heart, so I'll be damned if I won't make my dreams come true. My team come through, man, take it how you feel it on the real, it's on you. I'm damned if I do it, damned if I don't, but I got it in my heart, so I'll be damned if I won't. Make my dreams come true, my team come through, man, take it how you feel it on the real, it's on you.
And I remember this hook because I was wrestling with it. I had the verses written and I couldn't think of what to do with the hook. And the young will stay flies because I was on a plane. Old and the wise. And that's back to what I was saying about Brazil. It's like to the old and the wise, to the young will stay fly. Like valuing the youth and valuing the elderly is something that capitalism doesn't want. Hurry up and grow up so you can spend your money and get sick and then die before you can collect Social Security, or we can take all your Social Security to keep you alive as long as you can, because once you're over a certain age, you're not consuming as much, you're no good to us. And God forbid you advise the younger people on how to manage their wealth or how to actually enjoy life. And God forbid you raise children who don't find value in material possessions and you have time to manage them and grow them outside of our system so that they can learn to love life and the things that really matter. So fuck that aspect of American capitalism. That's what the hook is saying. Let's get to the second verse.
God is love and hating is Satan. Zen type patience got me sitting here waiting. On the day when it's okay to love. When black men won't pretend that they are thugs. When teachers and doctors are treated like celebrities. You could get a job even if you got a felony. Check out my melody. Let's live in harmony. We in this together. No man has autonomy. No man is an island immune to the violence. This rap race is no place to raise a child in. What's wrong with smiling? What's wrong with peace? What's wrong with squashing beef before they label you deceased? Swallow your pride before you choke on your issues. I know you got family and folks that'll miss you. So don't misuse this gift you've been given. This life's but a dream. We are blessed to be living. Your hopes and your dreams and your hate and your lies.
Now, if God is love and hating is Satan, I cut out. I don't know why they clipped the first part. It doesn't even say that. I say that when I do it live, but and I'm learning all the legal things. If you have any legal tidbits about live albums, I think I'm gonna do that too. After I finish this last, I'll go back and just re-record, do a bunch of live performances. Maybe like we're working out at the Vintage Japanese Motor Union on August 3rd. Maybe just performing live, Murs For President live from the Vintage Japanese Motor Union. Not this time, folks, but, shit like that, and just really reclaiming these songs in the way I wanted to and reclaiming them from the people who think they own them. Yeah, if God is love, then hating is Satan. That comes from my brother. He would always say that. His influence and his mind is always a heavy influence. I don't know if he made it up, but he made it popular with me in the early aughts, and something I wanted to capture on wax for us. Zen type patience got me sitting here waiting. When I started my magnet school in West L.A. in Hamilton, a white kid, I think it was the comparative religion class or whatever reason, dude stood up in front of the class and was like, "Oh, I'm into Taoism and Zen." And I was like, "What the fuck is Zen?" It's like, and so he kind of explained it, and I was like, for me, I have my grandfather a lot in me, and he carries a lot of weight from Jim Crow and early time in the South. So anytime a white person is like out doing, like for him, I believe we talked about on the pod, like me riding a roller coaster and not wanting to ride a roller coaster. And for him, it was, if those white kids could do it, you better get up there and do it. So part of that is like, you never let his eyes, the competition outdo you. But also, I don't believe, he comes from an era where he wasn't allowed to do those things, And so his thing is always like, anywhere you are, you're supposed to be there. Don't ever feel like you don't belong. Any room you get in, you're supposed to be there. But also for me, it kind of translated to like not letting anyone, but especially like, I feel like that was me subconscious. Like for a while, I was like, I can't let anyone be smarter than me or know something that I don't know. I was like, how does this motherfucker know something? What is Taoism? What is Zen? So I went stole a couple books from Westside Pavilion, the little tiny ones they have on Tao and Zen. And it's not Taoist. And that's when I was like, these motherfucking rappers that be saying shit aren't as smart as they sound. Like, J. Rue had like poisonous, Taoist, no judgment. But I was like, nigga, you got me out here saying Taoist, looking real dumb. It's down. nigga, what the fuck? What are we doing? If we're gonna enlighten and educate, can we get the shit right? So yeah, Taoism and Zen. That's the first time I heard that word, and I was like, this sounds cool, and I gotta know it. If he knows it, I gotta know it. I definitely overcame that, but I can, like, me in 9th grade or 10th grade, whatever year that was really on that shit. On a day when it's okay to love, when black men won't pretend they are thugs, it's kind of self-explanatory. Just, you know, you didn't have a whole lot of people talking about love on records. One of my favorite records that I had to buy every time I saw it until I kept one of my record collection. But every time I restart my record collection, the Bush Babies, their second album, had a song, Mos Def, called The Love Song.
Everybody should get down. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Everybody groove to the music and do what you like to. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Bush baby, everybody.
I don't think it's streaming. But, oh, man, that, like, keeping that energy alive, where we just talk about love that has nothing to do with love, like one love, like Bob talked about. Just, there's not a lot of that in hip-hop.
One love.
You know, one love to my homies locked up. You know, the song we had, you know.
One love.
One love. One love. One love.
But like Houdini, like that type of love. But not, no, like, you know, I guess that's one love. Yeah, I'm talking about just love for life, love for people. Trugoy had a line from De La about that. Dave, everybody's calling him Dave now. Dave had a line. It's about love of cars, love of wealth, love for the fact that no longer loving yourself. Like,
Man, what about that love? Yo, it's about love of cars, love for funds, loving to love mad sex, loving to love guns, love for opposite, love for fame and wealth, love for the fact of no longer loving yourself, kid. We living in them days of the man-made ways where every aspect is vivid. Word. These brothers no longer talk shit. Hey, yo, these niggas live it, about to give it to you 24/7.
man, genuine love.
I fucked up. I was smoking crack, y'all. Afu Ra said poisonous tail whistle. I know this Impas said the other line about love and stakes is high. It took me listening back to get off the pipe. Sorry.
God is love and hating is Satan. Zen type patience got me sitting here waiting. On the day when it's okay to love, when black men won't pretend that they are thugs, when teachers and doctors are treated like celebrities, you can get a job even if you got a felony. Check out my melody, let's live in harmony, we in this together. No man has autonomy, no man is an island immune to the violence. This rap race is no place to raise a child in. What's wrong with smiling? What's wrong with peace? What's wrong with squashing beef before they label you deceased? Swallow your pride before you choke on your issues. I know you got family and folks that'll miss you, so don't misuse this gift you've been given. This life's but a dream, we are blessed to be living. Your hopes and your dreams and your hate and your lies.
Yeah, black, when it's okay to love, even love a woman wholly and completely. Black men won't pretend that they are thugs. That's self-explanatory. If you know, if this genre of hip-hop, you get that. When teachers and doctors are treated like celebrities, like valuing them outside of, like teachers and doctors not being paid the same is ridiculous to me. Man, I don't get it. And if we can pay the doctors that much, we can pay the teachers that much. But, you know, that's what I think. My vague understanding of socialism is something that socialism gets right. Like, look, if you have a calling or we say that your skills, you know, fit this, if that, you know, and it's going to get to the point where it's like, if the AI says, which is horrible, but something along those lines, a happy medium of like, hey, you tested this. Would you like to do this? You could be really good at this. And then celebrating people not based on what they make, but what they contribute to society. Like celebrating postal workers, garbage men, doctors, and teachers. That's what not how much you make for doing the job, but that should why you should be a celebrity. Not because you can recite something that someone wrote and make me believe that you really feel that. That's a talent, but that shouldn't be the only talent celebrated. There's a lot of talented people that go unsung and uncelebrated, and that's kind of that line. You get a job if you got a felony. I kind of started this out talking about my homeboy coming home soon. That was heavy on my mind. Like, why can't he start over? Why do we have to bring up old shit? Or why do we have to hold shit against? I know, like, acknowledging shit, but yeah. When I was blessed enough to go to the Aboriginal reservation, they were talking about the big issue was there was a drunk driver on the reservation that killed a bunch of elders, and they wanted to punish him the way they'd been punishing people for years. Well, you were careless, reckless. You hurt once again, they value the elders. You hurt a part of our community that is, priceless, like we can't get those elders back and their wisdom and knowledge back. You killed them because you were drunk. So they wanted to take him out into the desert a certain amount of ways and then put a spear through his femur. And if he survived, he would have a permanent limp. So when he got to the next village of people, because he couldn't come back to their village, that tribe would know that he did something horrendous. If they chose to welcome him, they'd have to watch out for him, or they could avoid him too. So I guess maybe that's roots of this. But shout out to all the employers that give second chances, because it's really fucking hard. I didn't say get the job, but get a job, because the likelihood of this person returning to a life of crime is very high when they're not gainfully employed. Check out my melody, reference to Rakim. Let's live in harmony. We in this together. No man has autonomy. No man is an island. My mom said it to me my whole life. Immune to the violence. Because I've always been like a loner unto myself, and she'd just be like, no man is an island. Things you do affect everyone. Things that people do affect you. Immune to the violence. This rat race is no place to raise a child in. What's wrong with smiling? What's wrong with peace? Pretty self-explanatory. What's wrong with squashing beef before they label you deceased? A lot of people say that, but for me, having the means, access to avenging deaths or shootings of my friends and not doing it, the get out the car door moment, to me puts the power, because people resonate with like this song and when I say things like that. But had I not foregone those opportunities, so to speak, for vengeance, what's wrong with squashing beef before they label you deceased? Swallow your pride before you choke on your issues. I just can tell that drips with slug, with atmosphere influence. I know you got family and folks that'll miss you. That drips of Sunspot Jones and Lucky I Am influence, those two lines. So don't misuse this gift you've been given, this life's but a dream we are blessed to be living. The Homegirl Reverie has that tattooed on her. And yeah, it just really further solidified that this song resonated with people, because Reverie is definitely made extremely positive life changes, and it's told me multiple times that I was a part of that.
Fuck sleep, I can't stop thinking about my problems. I should be in therapy instead of write raps that never fucking solve them. I'm involved and I get broken like a sweep, but then she cut me open till they got no focus. I swear yesterday was golden. I'm so deep in my addictions. I've been fiending, I've been smoking, I've been dreaming, I've been joking. Hate when people think I'm stupid, but I played it part. I cut my wrists up when I'm making art. I try my best to keep it real, the critics make it hard.
definitely Atmosphere, Mystic Journeyman. The last line was just me. It's nice but a dream we are blessed to be living. And still like row your boat shit. You know what I'm saying? Like putting, when I'm still consciously trying to put things from public knowledge, check out my melody. This life's but a dream. Like shit people know. Like that to me, I was studying like the science of hit songs, and like that's like vocal sampling. Taking from, not as blatant as sometimes people accuse Jay-Z of taking from Biggie, but you know, Jay-Z was a huge influence in doing that, but with shit like, check out my melody.
Check out my melody, hand out a cigar. I'm letting knowledge be born, and my name's the R. AKA I am not like the rest of them, I'm not on the list. Catch what I'm saying, I drop lines like a scientist.
Row your boat. All, and then, you know, influence like just sounding like or vibing with Mystic Journeyman, Atmosphere. Like all this shit is built on my influences and shit that I like.
And basically, man, I'm just a dude that tries to do right. You know, I try to make my tomorrows better than my yesterdays without hurting anyone else in the process. Because if you leave the world a better place than it was when you got here, then we all win. Now there's birth and there's death, but the space in between is...
Then I do go into some talk, and I'm just a guy who tries to make... the whole time I was like re-listening to the song, and a lot of these songs, I was like, shut the fuck up, cuz. Just shut up, bro. You talk too fucking much, says a guy with the podcast. But I don't know what else I could have done there. I guess I had someone play a solo. Tried talking about it yesterday, and you know, if you leave the world a better place than when you got here, we all win. It's just universal truths. Shit that I was reading, I think shit that I wrote that I couldn't fit into the rhyme. Now there's birth and there's death, but the space in between is where the journey takes place, and you give it all meaning. Someone said like it's about the dash in between. I remember hearing that or reading that during this time. Your birth date on your tombstone, the birth date, and the day you die, but it's about the space and the dash in between. It's where the journey takes place, and you give it all meaning. It's waiting on us all. There's no need to pretend. Fucked up. I fumble freedom. No freedom in the feeling where you're fearing it, but there's that alliteration again that I love. All good things come to it. Walk, don't run to it. Times you want to end it all yourself, don't do it. You know, all in like these lines wouldn't have the weight if I hadn't been someone who had to overcome depression and anxiety and dark times. Without Varsity Blues, like this doesn't exist. Times you want to end all yourself, don't do it. Be original. Be different. Be the one to stand up and shock this system. On an album called Murs For President, I think it was pertinent and paramount that I say something like that. Yeah, engaging the audience. Call to action, as they say in social media jargon. But a call to action, and that I can say this every night to a room full of people, because in every room full of people, there's someone who is not feeling okay. And so when I go on the road, I end with this song. Because the bartender may not hear, the security guard may need to hear, whoever. You don't go to a show unless you go to an Atmosphere show or a certain show where that's said to you, you know what I'm saying, by the person you came to see, or maybe you didn't come to see. But somebody is saying that to some other human. Times you want to end it all yourself, don't do it. And be original, be different. Be the one to stand up and shock this system.
Walk, don't run to it. Times you want to end it all yourself, don't do it. Be original, be different. Be the one to stand up and shock this system. Your hopes and your dreams and your hate and your lies. From the old and the wise to the young as they fly.
Because all men die. There's something about when this guy was serving in Kosovo, he was in the military, James Blunt. He put his guitar on the outside of the tank and then would play for people. Yeah, man. I'll join everyone. You know, like, death is not an option, but I think we'll stop on this song today. You guys will get a shorter episode. Love y'all. Hopefully y'all got tickets to get to the live podcast August 3rd. BRILA Live, 611 Anderson Street, downtown Los Angeles. Go to Eventbrite or the link wherever it is in my bio. I'll probably be telling y'all about it on social media. Get your tickets. Let's see each other. Give hugs, daps, whatever. See you soon.
Thanks for listening to the Best Rapper in L.A. podcast. Make sure you subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing on Spotify, Apple, wherever it is. If you like the show, leave a review on Apple Music or Spotify. And to support the podcast directly, go to patreon.com/MURS316, Murs316. See y'all next week. Peace.